All right. Hi, everyone.
How's it going?
Welcome to Football for Fun. We are doing a tier list, and I think with that, also, I guess we should do a sound check, so we didn't really do that earlier.
See, if anyone in chat is here right now listening, could you let us know how we sound?
Yes, that
All right,
would
I
be
guess we
great.
can listen
Yeah,
to it when it
I have it
appears.
on my phone.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, everyone. There we go. Welcome to
Yeah,
Football
we're
for
good.
Fun. We are Sounds doing a really tier list, good. And I think with that, also, I guess we should do a. Okay. We ready to get started?
Oh yeah, let's
All
do
right.
this.
3, 2, 1. Welcome, everyone, to another episode, another in person episode of Football for Fun. I am Depressed, the Texans fan.
I'm delusional, the Panthers fan. My team is going at the top of this list. We are contenders, all right?
Totally. Yeah, it's going to go on the top if you, like, flip the list. It'll
No, no, no.
be
We're
there.
going at the top right here. Okay, we're going in the green. We are contenders. Carolina Panthers going all the way.
Yeah, well, I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to be ranking NFL contenders. So this isn't necessarily a power ranking, although you could kind of see it as a version of that, I guess. This was a concept that I had originally, just like 2 years ago in our first iteration of Football for Fun, where essentially we rank teams based on their Super Bowl aspirations. So there might be some teams, odds are your favorite team's a really good team, but we see them as having like little to no chance of going to a Super Bowl. So they might be good, they might be pretenders. They could be the Saints for all we know. Although if
Yeah.
you're a Saints fan, do you really think your team's good?
I think most Saints fans know that their team is not going to be that good. I think they have a more positive view from what I've seen, but you know the truth. You're not in for a good year. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry
Yeah,
actually. No.
I have a friend who's a Saints fan, and he's
Oof.
like, "Oh, if we get Rodgers, then like we have Kamara, and like we have a solid team." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
No, no, not at all. Sorry.
So, yeah, so as you can see, the tiers are, contenders. These are your surefire Super Bowl contenders, no question it's asked.
Carolina's going up there, and
Totally.
then we got player away, so teams that are basically fringe contenders
We
just
just
need
see
another
them as like
move.
being an extra pass rusher, like receiver, quarterback, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, and we'll explain that as we get to these teams. If we put a team in player away, we will explain what exactly it is they're missing, or it might also just be a vibe thing. I got a feeling this team is not a contender yet, but they are almost there.
Yeah, we have the good teams, which are like we view them as like maybe a solid 9 to 10 win team, but they're just not quite up there yet.
Yeah, but they're also like we wouldn't say they're just mid.
Right.
But they're good, just a little further away from being in that contender conversation. At least with the player away tier, you might see some people talking about them as contenders, but we just might not see it that way.
Yeah.
Missing the key piece.
Right. Yeah, you got pretenders who are like the teams who probably think they're good, but in reality they're just mid.
So it's what Dallas is every offseason.
Yep. And then looking forward to 2026, which honestly that's really just all we got to say about these teams that just are not that good.
Yeah, you can expect a lot of bad teams to be in that tier, but it's okay. You have 2026. It's fine. Everything is fine.
All right, well, shall we get started?
Absolutely,
And I
we
think it's
shall.
fitting that the first team up here is the Saints,
I
which
wonder where they should go.
they are the Saints.
They get their own tier because they are terrible.
Yeah, just like with Deshaun Watson on our like on some of our tier lists, like you just get your own tier, which honestly that's gotta be a good thing, right?
The funny thing is we don't even project them to be the worst in the league. We had collectively we have the Jets getting the first overall pick. I don't know if
Right.
that's what we'll have individually if we do our own predictions, but
Yeah, that's
it's a
just
good
kind of
chance.
seems to be the way that we play it out. Like, I do think maybe on paper the Saints are the worst team, but I do think the Jets could also be a disaster. It was a disaster with Rodgers at helm, until you think it wouldn't be all that much better, right?
Right, for sure. But with the Saints, the big thing for them is they probably have the worst quarterback room in the league, and that's with the Cleveland Browns existing as a franchise. So
Yeah.
that's pretty bad. It's possible Tyler Shug, whatever his name is, it's possible that he breaks out and is actually good as a second round draft pick. Or maybe Spencer Rattler, who reportedly is winning in that quarterback competition. If he actually wins that job and is the starter, I guess he could improve. I don't really see it. You kind of sucked with Derek Carr as your quarterback. Well, I guess he didn't suck. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 win
Yeah.
team type of identity, but
It just wasn't
I
an
don't know.
ideal situation.
Not at all. Not at
Right.
all. They got Kamara, who is ancient for a running back. They got Chris Olave, who seems to be hurt quite often. I do think he's a pretty good player, but he can't stay healthy, and also look who's throwing you the ball. There's just not a lot of reason to be optimistic about them this year. If you wanna, you could argue they you look forward to 2026 for them. I don't know why you would, unless you
Yeah.
get the first overall pick and you draft Arch Manning, who would probably stay in college to avoid New Orleans. Let's be honest. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
They're probably more like a look forward to like 2028 at the latest, or at the earliest, I should
No,
say.
this is a team that has delayed the inevitable rebuild for years, and at some point they just have to accept reality. And I think we're probably getting to that point pretty soon.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. I guess we can just go in order if you want.
Yeah,
Where
that
did the
works.
Dolphins go? Um,
Okay, so first I think we should establish what exactly a pretender is, because
sure.
if no one's talking about them as a contender, do they count as a pretender?
I mean, that's a good question. I guess. Well, I guess if we're saying like, I guess we should define like contender. Are we saying like? So I think that like the contenders like on top are like Super Bowl contenders,
Right.
but we in the context of pretender, we could say like they're seen as like playoff contenders because I don't really think there's like anyone. Do you see what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
think if we think of someone as a pretender for the Super Bowl, they're probably just good.
Right.
Like I could see putting the Dolphins in pretender.
That's what I'm leaning toward. I just want to make
Thing,
sure we're
yeah.
not saying anyone's mistaking them for a real Super Bowl contender.
No, no, no. I think they're a pretender like in the context of like playoffs and things like that. But
Yeah.
we could, I do think like they probably will be bad, but it might be a little bit harsh to put them and look forward to 2026 because like they could like go on like a seven, win 7, 8 games or something like that and
Yeah,
like
I think they're gonna
contend.
be good enough, at least as long as Tua is healthy for a decent amount of the year. They're gonna win enough games to not have a high draft pick to where they'd be looking forward to 2026. Like, I don't think they're gonna improve a ton next offseason. I think Tua's probably still their quarterback, which he's good. I just don't think he's really taking you to the next level. So
Right.
Pretender feels right. I think a lot of people view them as a serious playoff threat right now. I know both of us are kind of down on them. I'm expecting the
Yeah.
coach to be fired. Um, I'm not feeling it for Miami. Pretender seems
Yeah.
right.
Panthers are contenders totally. Okay,
I agree with
now
that.
are the Ravens surefire contenders? Is that what we think?
I wouldn't hesitate there. I think they have one of the best rosters in the league. I think they have a better roster than the Bills, even though we usually tend to side with the Bills in that discussion anyway.
Sure.
Um, I think they've got a very good roster. I think they improved this offseason. They drafted Malachi Starks, right? And they had another player I think fall to them in the second round, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. They had a pretty good draft,
I mean,
returning a
they have
lot of key
Jair
players.
Alexander now. Yeah,
That's
we
true.
looked at that secondary. That's absolutely
Yeah, and that
insane.
secondary was a problem for them at times last year,
Not to
right?
mention like yeah, not to mention like Roquan Smith. You have no, just a lot of good players.
Yeah, so Baltimore has a very good roster, and it's not far-fetched to say that they are a real contender. They could be one of the favorites to win it all if
Yeah,
they deliver in the playoffs. I think that's the main knock against them right now. It's not a roster issue. It's not, oh, I just dislike the Ravens. It's they keep failing in the playoffs. So maybe this could be their year. Like I think they're one of the best teams in the league. They belong in the contenders tier.
totally. Yeah, I mean, I think the main questions like the past few years have been like their lack of playoff success. But if they can just win a couple playoff games, boom, you're in the Super Bowl. And I think if the Ravens play in the Super Bowl, they have just as good of a chance as any. Now,
I'd probably pick them if they make it to the Super Bowl. I'm probably picking them to win, honestly.
at that point, you probably would. Um, now a team, the Bengals. I don't think we're gonna be on the same page.
We might not.
I have a hunch about that.
I'm putting them in good.
See, I want to put them in pretender.
So here's where I'm thinking. So
Okay.
I wouldn't say pretender because I do believe that they are playoff contenders in the AFC. I know that's
Sure.
a very crowded conference, but I think their offense is so good that they can beat anyone in the league on any given week. That's technically true for any team. You can beat anyone, but the Bengals, that's like they can hang 40 on you before you're ready,
Yeah.
and suddenly it's like I got to play catch up. The problem is they don't have a defense, so yeah, that's gonna cost them a lot of games. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say they're Super Bowl contenders, but I think that they are gonna be firmly in the playoff mix. Um,
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. They might be like a team that's actually like Super Bowl pretenders, like in the literal sense. But I
oh
do
yeah,
see what you're saying.
yeah. In terms of Super Bowl contendency, yeah, they're pretenders, but I think they're definitely a team that's in the playoff hunt.
What was their record last year? Did they go
I think
like
8-9 or 9-8.
yeah,
They were
Bengals?
in the
Because if
hunt.
they were a solid 9-8, I could see that being the case. They were 9-8, so yeah, I'm fine. We can put them in good. They're a good team.
I mean, they're like Pittsburgh, except they Pittsburgh doesn't have an offense; they have a defense. That's what they've been for years, and they go 9-8. And we call them mid usually, but
Yeah,
I think it's the reverse with the Bengals basically.
that's
So I
true.
think they're still
Yeah,
good. It's just don't mistake them for a Super Bowl contender unless the defense suddenly breaks out at multiple positions.
right. Now, what about the Broncos?
Oh man. Well, they're not pretenders just because
Mm-hmm.
they're definitely. I mean, they're better than Cincinnati probably. Um, so they should at least be in good. I don't know if I'd put them in play or away from being Super Bowl contenders because I'm not calling them Super Bowl contenders.
Alice chess. This is the way to prepare for chess. Totally.
Well, hey, we also played Blitz earlier, so
That's true.
I
We
could be
did.
more prepared
We
now.
did get our training though. Yeah.
I lost one of the games. Put Cowboys anywhere under good and revolt.
uh,
Okay.
we'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Oh, it'll be a while, but we'll get there.
Sorry, what were you saying about the Broncos?
I'm probably putting them in good. I think they're a little bit better than Cincinnati right now.
Yeah, they are. They're definitely not a player away. I feel like they're more than a player away,
Yeah.
but I think they're also just a really solid, good
They're a
team.
run game away and a wide receiver away on offense. I think the defense is probably set though.
Right. Now the Giants, are they just looking forward to
Yeah,
2026?
yeah.
Yeah.
Look forward to 2026, and it's not even that we think you're going to be as bad as you were last year. I think they're going to be better.
Yeah.
But if you look at that schedule, good luck finding that many wins. It's going to be brutal. I am sorry for Giants fans, but in the long run, it gets your coach fired, probably more hopefully your GM fired. So look forward to 2026, year two of Jackson Dart, hopefully. And if that doesn't
Yeah.
work out, look forward to 2027 when you can draft Arch Manning. Assuming he
Yep.
doesn't go this year. I'm kind of assuming right now he's going to drop out of the draft.
No, I think at this point, drop out or
Or not
stay
declare,
another
not
year.
declare, stay in
Yeah, yeah.
college.
I think that would be the case. No, I probably agree with you there. He gets to keep the Manning legacy in New York. I mean, Giants could be a team to where they make the playoffs and no one expected it. 'Cause they do have a really good defense theoretically. And like if you believe Jackson Dart is worthy of offensive player of the year or
Yeah.
offensive rookie of the year, then like obviously they're gonna make
So
strides.
they need a lot to go right, and
Yeah.
they also have to still pull some upsets because of the brutal schedule that they've got. So I can see
Right.
a world where they're closer to a 9-8 type of team based on some things going right, but it doesn't show in their 4 or 5 win team due to that schedule.
Yeah, and kind of like we talked about with power rankings, like yes, you can say the Giants have good players, but all these teams have good players. Even the Browns have Miles Garrett. Even the Saints have like
Chris Olave.
Alvin Kamara. Yeah, so like they all have good players. It's just that like kind of the distribution and like with a lot of these teams, it's the quarterback. Like if you have like a god squad like on offense and defense, but a terrible quarterback, like you're not going to be that good
Right.
most likely.
Most likely.
All right,
The Vikings, they're an
Vikings.
interesting team because we
Okay,
don't know what they're doing
I
at
I, I
quarterback.
have I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
What we say they're a player away, but it's a quarterback.
Okay, so let's talk this out because they've got one of the best receiver duos in the league. I would say the best receiver in Justin Jefferson. They got T.J. Hawkinson
I
at
mean,
end, good run game.
now maybe I mean there it would obviously be a good quarterback, and I'm not saying
Yeah,
like JJ McCarthy's a bum, but it's like if you put like Jalen Hurts on that team, like could they
you'd
just
feel pretty good about
compete for
it
Super Bowl?
because yeah, that's kind of what I'm walking through here is the roster altogether. At least that offense is really good. The defense, we're expecting the defense to be decent, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually know a ton about their defense now that I think about it.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
they're
their
good.
defense used to be really good,
Yeah,
and they have Brian Flores still. I think as their defensive
that
coordinator, right?
helps. That
Yeah,
helps a
but
lot.
they did lose to Neil Hunter a couple years ago. Obviously,
And they got Jonathan Grenard.
they did get Jonathan Grenard. I think they lost. What's his name? The Zadarius Smith, right?
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's gone.
I'm not sure where he is at this point.
He's in like I don't know. I don't know either. I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you, but anyway, but honestly, like they're obviously good. Like they're not pretenders. I don't view them that way. I mean, maybe some
Unless you're calling them
people,
a Super Bowl contender right now.
right? Because I think in the context of the Super Bowl, then like they would be, but in the context of like playoff, then like I mean, even if JJ McCarthy's good, you might view them as a player away. Because if JJ McCarthy's like the 12th best quarterback in the league, they will make the playoffs. They'll be like 11, 12, 13 wins, and like
Right.
uh
Are they good enough overall at that point? Because I previously said that if he could just be what Jimmy Garoppolo was for the 49ers a few years ago, that's what they could be. If he's
yeah,
just
and
average or even
those
below
teams were
average.
Super Bowl contenders. So like Honestly, we just put them in player away and
I'm
go
all
back
right
to
with
like the
that.
quarterback. Yeah,
It's all gonna come down to JJ McCarthy anyway.
I think so. Yeah.
All right, the Rams. This might be another one we disagree on. So you go
Okay.
first here. Let's hear what you
Well,
say.
that's actually interesting. Cause like I probably would just put them in. I think they're good. I think they're a good team.
Okay, no, I mean that works for me then.
Okay,
Um,
you probably thought I had them in player away or something.
I was thinking you'd be higher on them.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
go
I
ahead.
am higher than on them than you are, but I don't really view them as a player away.
Hmm.
I actually view them maybe in a similar realm, like I might view the Texans, which we'll get to later. But I think the Texans are also like a good team, but not a player away. I think, yeah, I think they're a good team. I'm not. I guess like wearing good we could debate, but like, are
There's
they
somewhere there.
like
It's
are
hard
they?
to say because how good is Stafford going to be this year? How much help is the defense going to need? Because that's a young defense, and I think they could probably use more help there. Saquon ran all over them, so you'd like to see some improvements on the run defense at least. I'm not sure
Yeah,
about their secondary right now. Um,
yeah. I don't even know who they would have up there. I couldn't tell
all
you.
the hype really comes from their defensive rookie of the year, who that was also a down year for defensive rookies, by the way. So I
Yeah,
think that
Jared
kind of
Verse. Yeah,
he was good, but it's not like he was some elite game wrecker. Um,
right.
the offense is what's getting the most of the hype, I think, especially with that receiver duo.
Huh.
I don't know. It all comes down to how good Stafford's gonna be, and he's really old now. Um,
Yeah, I
yeah,
like them. Maybe I think I like maybe like
probably
they're.
above Cincinnati, below Denver.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Or I
I
think
don't know. They're pretty close with Denver. I could
yeah,
see it in either order.
right. I like this. This is like this has
Yeah,
Denver. Yeah,
that
Denver,
works for me.
LA. Yeah, that works for me too.
Okay, and that brings us to Tampa Bay. So we are pretty high on
We
Tampa
are
over
pretty high
here.
on them. Are they quite a player away?
Um, that offense isn't. We can go ahead and establish that. Their offense is set. That's a Super Bowl contending offense. It's really just how you view the defense.
Honestly, also maybe to clarify, I think when we say player away, we're meaning like a good player away. Like
Yeah, they're not like Apple.
Would TJ Watt make them Super Bowl contenders?
Right. You can't just add one
TJ
random
Watt,
player.
oh my gosh, TJ Watt. We were talking about that yesterday. TJ Watt on the Bucks would be like, oh my gosh,
I'd rather not think about that. That's nasty.
that is
While
nasty.
I'm high on Tampa as an objective fan, as a Panthers fan, it kills me. So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't. um, I guess I don't think I want to call them. Oh, okay, it's weird because at least I was mocking them to the NFC Championship game like a month or two ago, but I
Hmm.
don't know if I want to label them a real Super Bowl contender because I still have a hard time seeing them like winning it all with their current roster, and I feel like they need more out of the defense. I don't know if I made the comparison yet, but it's in a way it's like 2019 LSU and from the college ranks.
Hmm.
Elite offense, but the defense isn't really elite. But that
Yeah,
LSU team, the defense kind of grew as the season went along, and they were very opportunistic and they made plays at the right time.
yeah,
If Tampa Bay this year could be like that, then that's my comparison. But I don't really know what to expect from their defense. I think they'll be good, but they're probably a player away on defense from being real Super Bowl contenders.
yeah, yeah. I think that makes sense to me. I think, I think like, so are you saying they probably are a player away?
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
I'm falling here because they're better than
Okay, so
good.
you were saying like you're not sure about them as surefire contenders,
Right.
but okay,
Even though I've
I can
put
get behind
them,
that.
even though
Yeah.
I've mocked them to the NFC Championship game.
Do you think they're better than you? You feel better
Yes.
about them? Yeah, I
I'm
probably
more.
agree with that.
It's more of a certainty
Sure.
because JJ McCarthy could be anything.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Now the Detroit Lions, surefire contenders.
I've got them in the Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
I mean, I put them in contenders.
Over the Ravens though.
I like the Ravens roster better. I feel
Yeah.
like I. It's weird to say, but in a way, I trust the Ravens more. Like if they met in the Super Bowl, my immediate hunch is to take the Ravens. I'd
Mm.
be rooting for the Lions, but
Yeah, it is tough.
I don't know.
I don't know
That would
either.
be that would be a fun match. You could also see the
Yeah.
Ravens secondary just making life miserable for Jared Goff, and also we have to wonder
Sure.
if the offense is going to be hurt in any way by Ben Johnson's departure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. If I go through like the positions, I think Lamar Jackson's better than Jared Goff. I think John Harbaugh is better than Dan Campbell.
Probably he's got more experience at least.
I mean,
Um,
I think the Lions' skill position's better than the
I like the running
Ravens.
back duo in Detroit better than Derrick
Yeah,
Henry overall. But then again, how do you defend Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson run
but
game?
probably the Lions' sorry, the Ravens' defense is probably better,
Yeah.
especially we don't know about Aiden Hutchinson's
If
injury.
Hutchinson is good, if he returns to form, then they have the best
See,
defensive
I think
player.
all around probably the Ravens are better, but also if it's an individual game, I wouldn't be shocked if the
Right.
Lions
They're
won.
pretty close. And if you want to
Yeah,
argue you can't trust the Ravens in the playoffs, we are talking about a world where they meet in the Super Bowl. Um,
right.
and also, I don't know if we can trust the Lions in the playoffs yet. They've come up short the past 2 years. Like, they lost to Washington last year, which that's really unfortunate. But and we've talked about that before. The
Yeah,
injuries on defense kind of caught up to them. It was bound to happen. Um, yeah, probably the Ravens are better if we're ranking
sure.
them that way. Ooh, the Bears.
I
Talking
feel
about
like
the
they're the
Bears.
ultimate pretenders.
It just depends on your view of them. Like the media hypes them up. They're always the offseason champs. They're sort of like the Chargers in a way, except the Chargers make the playoffs.
Yeah, right.
So that's tough because I don't know if we're ready to put them in good because I feel like they're gonna be good. I like everything they've done this year. Normally when they're offseason champs, I don't like some of their moves. This year I've liked just about
No,
everything
I
they've
don't
done.
disagree with you. I think they've made all the right moves to like be a good team.
Right.
I just can't, in good conscience, put them in good until they've
Because
proven
it's
it. Right?
Chicago.
Yeah,
Like with Minnesota, we've at least seen them be good, even though you could compare them pretty similarly, I'd say.
yeah. Because not only like Chicago, because not only like have they are they the Bears, but they haven't really approached like 9 wins. I don't think in a while. They were 5-12 last year. The year before they were 7-10, 3-14, 6-11. In 2020 they were 8-8 and made the playoffs. So
That's weird.
I mean, so yeah, so I don't that is indeed weird. So I don't disagree with you that they have done all the right things to be good, but I think they are. I mean, they clearly don't suck like this, right? So I think they're the
Well, I
ultimate.
don't. I don't. That's. It depends on how we frame it. Because if we say look forward to 2026, like that could be the year where they're either good player away
I think, yeah,
contenders.
I think we say look forward to 2026 in like a mocking way, like you saw. I think the Bears actually
Yeah.
could look forward to 2026,
Like
but
I
there
think.
might be fans that
Yeah.
are also looking forward to this year.
You should be more optimistic about 2026. So that's year three under Caleb Williams, year two under Ben Johnson.
Yeah,
Maybe more time to add even more to the team. Um,
right.
I don't. Pretender feels weird because is anyone talking about them as contenders? Because I feel like most people are very careful about Chicago right
As
now.
playoff contenders,
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of people say playoff contenders. I don't know about you
I
though.
don't know. I honestly don't really. I would have thought there would be more like
'Cause the
hype
NFC isn't
around them.
as deep.
I think people are just fatigued by the Bears. Like they're always off-season champs, but
Yeah,
honestly, like it's like it's either pretender or like one of these two tiers, and it's just like I don't think they suck that badly, and then like I don't think we can necessarily crown them as a good team until they've proven it. So
I feel like they deserve their own category, but we are not gonna go through the trouble of
no,
making
we
that.
don't. No, not every team's gonna get their own
Yeah,
category.
we'll put them in pretender. Good. We just need to see it first before we label them good.
Now, are the Niners also pretenders, or do we think they're just a good team, or is gonna assume that they bounce back?
So I know we've said they win the division, or at least I've said it. Maybe in your own predictions you'll go Rams. I've gone 49ers, and a lot of that is they have such an easy schedule. But I don't think that takes away from them being a good team. I do have them going one and done in the playoffs. They're going to lose to whoever that 5 seed or 6 seed is, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're still going to be a good team. Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. You can call him a system quarterback if you want, but he plays that system very, very well. Better than
Yes,
Jimmy G for sure.
for sure.
You got one of the best running backs in the league when healthy, and also one of the best running back systems in the league. So even if McCaffrey gets hurt, you're probably fine with your run game anyway. You got Brandon Ayuk and Juwan Jennings as your receiver duo. Not a bad duo at all. George Kittle, probably the best overall tight end in the league. I would say right now he's still better than Bowers.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's
Yeah,
that recent thing that went out. People in the league saying Bowers is the best.
yeah. ESPN has Bowers as the top tight end in the league.
Which is
Yeah,
fascinating. I would say Kittle
interesting.
is the best overall right now.
Yeah.
Maybe that changes. I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
that's still one of the best in the league. I'm fine with that offense. The defense is where I would worry, but it's not like I don't think they're going to be substantially worse than their peers in the division. Like I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to be a little better than the Rams. That's just kind of that's where I'm at with the 49ers. I'm not writing them off like a lot of people seem to be.
Yeah, it would be clearly projecting, but also you do have to put in producer perspective. Like, yes, they did have a down year last year, but every other year, like before that, nearly they've been good. So it's gonna be hard to like think that they're gonna like just have another down year.
It's sort of like the Rams when they won the Super Bowl and then immediately after that were bad, and then everyone starts writing them off, and then oh wait, they're good again, and now
Yeah,
we're hyping them
they
up
just
as
go
Super
back
Bowl
to normal.
winners.
Yeah, I mean, like, they might objectively be pretenders, but honestly, I think I do respect that team and like coach and everything too much to put them in pretenders. They might just be like,
It's like I don't want to call them Super Bowl contenders or anything.
no, yeah, but I think they're probably a pretty solid, good team.
I think so. Philadelphia, let's see. I wonder where the Super Bowl champs go.
Yeah, I wonder where the Super Bowl
Yeah.
champs should go.
They didn't lose enough this offseason to knock them down in the tiers, right?
Right.
You can put them below some of these teams. Like I would, like today, would you pick the Ravens or Lions to beat them on a neutral field?
I don't know. That's a good question. They are a really good team, though. It is hard to say. Like,
I'd probably pick the Ravens. I really
oh
like the
yeah,
Ravens, dude.
yeah, that's fair. Below Lions, above or below above Lions, below Ravens.
Probably,
Yeah,
yeah, that feels
just in the
right.
middle. Yeah, that seems
Yeah, the
fair.
reigning champs are contenders. They bring back most of their players. They lost some people like C.J. Gardner Johnson and Milton Williams, Josh Sweat. So it'll be interesting to see how the defensive line will adjust to those departures. But I'm sure they had a good draft because they seem to usually have a good draft.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think they lost anyone so important that they're just going to take a huge step back. But at the same time, like I don't know. I don't think they're going to repeat. I don't think that they're the type of team that will pull that off.
Hmm.
So I think they're going to be very, very good again. They're contenders for sure, especially in the NFC. But there are going to be several teams that I would take ahead of them
Yeah,
personally.
that's fair. Now the Raiders.
Lots of
Um,
fun, lots of losses.
I have heard a lot of people saying that they could be dark horse contenders for like the playoffs, which is why I might be inclined to put them in pretender. I mean, they definitely can look forward to 2026. I just
I
wonder
don't
if
know if
they're
I would say look forward to 2026 though, because how much better are they going to get next offseason compared to now? And Geno Smith is going to be a year older. At some point, he is going to
so.
regress.
Are you just saying they should be in Saints, or what's
Well,
the
I don't.
deal?
I'm not saying they're Saints. I'm saying they're probably not look forward to 2026. Like I don't. I don't feel a large sense of optimism around them right now. At least not for next year. I'm thinking like maybe 2027. Maybe in 2026 they
Well, I
draft
think
somebody.
the point is, this is just the teams that suck as well. So
Yeah,
it's kind of mocking that. Like, it could be 2026 and beyond if that makes sense.
sure.
Which,
I'm thinking they're more of like a 7-10 type of team right now, and they're gonna pull some upsets because they are a fun team. They got players on offense. They're gonna put up points any given week. I
yeah.
don't think they have enough to be like, to the point where I'd call them good.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm not ready to call them good. I feel like I need to see that first.
Yeah, it is tough. Um,
I like the future, just not in 2026. I want them to draft somebody to sit behind Geno for that season, and then in 2027 they start him, and then maybe they're good. I don't know.
yeah, I guess it really just like what statements comes closer to the truth. Like, do we think like people are hyping them up a little too much, or do we think that like they should just like look for the
So I
future?
haven't actually seen anyone putting them anywhere above, but well, everything I've seen has them last in their own division.
Yeah, I've just heard here and there the like, oh, watch out for the Raiders, and it's like I
It's
don't
like we're being
know.
careful about them because we know the weapons they have, but also we're not ready to really say that they're going to be good.
See, I say I'll make an executive decision. I'll say this with the caveat that's looking forward to the future rather than just necessarily like, because I agree they're probably not. Now, who knows? Like, they could be good this year, and then it's just like, you just never know.
Whoops.
But, right. But I do think, like, if they have another good offseason, they figure something else out at quarterback, like,
Sure.
also, Gino has been like solid in the past, but again, he's only getting older. He'll be like
Yeah,
37
that's
by
my concern with him is
2026.
he's going to fall off at any given moment.
Yeah,
I don't hope for that, but you still have to be mindful
and
of
they
it.
don't really have like a backup. I mean, they don't really have they don't have some like
I
young
mean, there's a
rookie or
reason
anything
a
like
lot of
that.
people were saying they could be a team that to draft somebody this past draft to sit behind Geno,
Who
but
is their backup?
they
Who is it? Not No, it's not
they might have
Furlong.
drafted somebody actually,
Actually,
like
that's
late.
actually a really good
I feel
question.
like they because a lot of teams we were looking at as teams that could draft Shador as he fell, they ended up drafting other quarterbacks.
Right? No, I think you're right.
I don't remember who though.
They have Gino and Aiden O'Connell, which
Oh
that
yeah,
that is right, but no one
I
believes
mean
in it.
not a bad backup, I guess.
Yeah, but he's not really the future. I don't
So
think.
they didn't draft a rookie.
Cam Miller and Carter Bradley.
I
So
think
I guess if either of
Cam
those were
Miller
rookies.
might be a rookie
Sounds about right.
from a FCS school maybe. North
North
Dakota
Dakota.
State.
Yeah, that's right.
Is he a rookie?
I mean, I assumed
Looks
so.
like it.
It looks like it. Was it Cam Miller?
Yeah.
Whoops. Cam Miller. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a rookie. He's 24. Yeah,
He's an old rookie.
he would be an old rookie. He'll be June. Oh, he just turned 24.
Okay.
Yeah, he is a rookie. Sixth
Okay.
round
So
rookie.
they did draft a rookie from North Dakota State because that usually works out well. You know, Trey Lance, Carson Wentz are great NFL
Right.
quarterback. Okay. Anyway, um, no, I mean he's not the future. Surely not. Probably not.
No.
Yeah. Look forward to the future. Just probably not next year.
Right.
It'll be fun to watch at least. If you just want to see, if you're a Raiders fan and you hope that you're a fun team to watch, you don't have to worry. You're gonna be fun. Just probably not good. Like I said at the start, just lots of fun, lots of losses is what it
Yep.
is.
All right,
Packers.
Packers. I feel like they're the ultimate good team.
Are they good or are they player away though?
I have a yeah,
If okay, so there are multiple ifs here. If Jordan
sure.
Love is a top five quarterback next year, which is possible, we're still we were talking.
Yeah,
I think last night we're clear about the top four in the league, and then
right.
who's the fifth best? There's a bunch of quarterbacks you could put there. If someone's going to elevate their game and enter that conversation, and take hold of that position, what if it's Jordan Love? At that point, the Packers are
It could
probably
be.
Super Bowl
Yeah,
contenders.
for sure.
The real question then is, what about the defense? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what to think of their defense. They lost Jair Alexander, so their secondary is a little bit of a question mark. Um, I feel like their defense is solid, but they might be like it's like they're a player away on defense, sort of like Tampa,
Uh-huh.
but also like Minnesota, we need more from the quarterback position.
Sure.
So I guess player away might not be the most accurate.
Yeah, they
Players
might be
away.
a couple players away, or
So they might
like,
really just belong in good right now. But if Jordan Love is a top five quarterback, then they're
I
probably
just
contenders. But that's still like that's a big
yeah,
if.
I just don't know if Jordan Love is going to be like a top 5 quarterback. Like I
Yeah,
feel
the
like
way
he's
he
just
plays, it might be too dangerous at times.
are they better than like the Broncos,
I like them
Rams?
better than all these teams.
Yeah, I think that's fair. See, like, yeah, it's interesting with Jordan Love. I just don't think he's necessarily. I think he'll always just be like between the 8th and maybe 12th best quarterback or something like that. I just don't know if
That
he's
might
gonna like
be.
really break through into like the top 5 or anything like that.
Well, they're hoping that by adding Matthew Golden to that receiver room, that's going to elevate his game too. I
Yeah,
don't know if that's going to be the case or not. It'll probably help, especially the deep ball threat, because Christian Watson has not been that helpful to them. So
yeah,
replace him with Matthew Golden there. I don't know. I could see it. Like I could really see where Jordan Love takes another step because this is basically year three. We've talked about this before. He's in the
yeah,
same category as Stroud and Bryce and all these other guys. Basically, year three breakout season.
right.
I could see it. I just it's weird. It's a unique situation with him, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Washington. Um, we've talked about this before too, where a surprising lack of people are mocking them to be in the Super Bowl or NFC
Mhm.
Championship,
Yeah,
even though they just went to the NFC Championship game.
right.
In fact, more people are probably on the sophomore slump type of idea here, which is part of why I think it won't happen. Like it's being talked about this time.
Yeah,
Um, so I don't think they're pretenders. If you're
certainly not.
labeling them as Super Bowl contenders, I might argue they're pretenders because I don't
Right.
think that they have enough to be a Super Bowl contender. I don't think they did enough this offseason to fix their problems. Like I'm glad that they have good protection for Jaden. And I guess I'm fine with Debo being your wide receiver too, assuming you keep Scary Terry around. You better do that, Washington. Um,
Right. Yeah,
I'm
that's
still
true.
not I'm not a fan of the run game. And your defense was the problem last year. You gave up over 50 points in the NFC Championship game. So
That's true. Yeah.
that should be your focus this offseason, but I don't think you did much to address that. If I'm not unless I'm mistaken. But
I mean, they got Laramie Tunzel and what's his name, Debo Samuel. Like, woohoo!
you added to your offense. I mean, and that hopefully will keep Jaden from having some kind of slump. But
Yeah.
it was the defense that was your problem last year, and you didn't do enough to fix that. So I think you're still a player away. I might even argue you're in good because I really don't like that defense. And it was great that you went on that run last year, but you could argue also they had a good way to get there playing Tampa. I mean, basically the same team
Sure.
last year, right?
Yeah.
It was just who's going to score more points.
Right.
And then you played the Lions, who they didn't have Hutchinson, and the defense was their problem. So yeah, Washington's gonna score a lot of points. They were like the Bengals in a way.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
I I don't know.
So,
Player away, you're good.
yeah, my inclination. See, I think like they just really, really overperformed to make the NFC Championship. So I
Definitely.
think a lot of people would be inclined like, oh, they lost the NFC Championship. They're a player away. But like honestly, I do see them in the same realm. Actually, I put them slightly below the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
And and I mean, you could argue maybe we think the Commanders are a little better or whatever, but like I don't view the Texans necessarily as a player away. I think they're just a really good team, and I think they just have they still have a lot of holes on their roster. I think I'm not necessarily predicting a sophomore slump from Jaden or for them to fall off or anything like that, but I just think they'll be a good team. They'll be a good team for years to come. But I think just I just don't know. It does feel weird though having the Vikings a player away, but the Commanders
Just because
as
the Vikings,
good.
we think they have a really good overall
Yeah.
roster. It's just the quarterback.
Like if they had a top 5 quarterback, they would just be they'd be like surefire Super Bowl
So I will say
contenders.
about Washington, everything I said about the Packers is true about Washington, and like
Sure.
about Jordan Love specifically. If Jaden Daniels is the fifth best quarterback in the league or top five in the league, wherever you want to put him there, then they're probably contenders in that sense. Just because if you've got an MVP caliber quarterback, there's a good chance that you're
Right.
a real contender. Like you can take over the game, and I mean we probably saw that to some degree in the playoffs last year with him.
Yeah.
So that is true for Washington, just like it is with the Packers. You could view those teams pretty similarly, I think.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, they both have question marks in defense, so it's
Right.
appropriate that they're both in that tier, I'd say.
Yep.
Ooh, Arizona. So
Are they pretenders or look forward to next year or the
no
future?
one really talks about Arizona except to clown on Marvin Harrison Jr.
No, that's true.
So if anything, they're underhyped. Like
Yeah.
I could see a world where they win that division. It
Yeah.
wouldn't shock me.
Uh-huh.
I don't think they're far off from those other teams because I think they are good. I think we kind of landed on them being the fourth best in that division, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not certain about that because I'm not high in Seattle. I'm not high in the Rams,
Right.
and it's not like I'm just saying the 49ers are an amazing team. It's really just they have a really easy schedule, so it's easier to predict them to win a bunch of games. I could see Arizona winning that division for
Yeah.
sure, but I don't think they're definitely not Super Bowl contenders. They're not a player away. My inclination is to say good. I don't even want to say pretender just because I don't hear anyone talking about them, you know?
Wow, you think they could be a good team?
I do.
Mm.
I think I could see them being better than the 49ers. If Marvin Harrison is going to be, better in year 2, which surely he will be, that's going to help the offense.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I think the offense it's probably going to be streaky like it was last year. Sometimes you hang 40 on an opponent, sometimes you hang 17 and lose. I don't know. They're a weird team. They're tough to judge, but and I like what they did on defense too. They added Josh Sweat, which I think was an underrated move.
Yeah.
It's like they had a problem on the D line last year. They're trying to fix that, and they added Will Johnson in the draft, right? So that's
That's
going to
true.
help
Yeah.
their secondary. I like what they've done. I think they've made good. They've taken good steps. They won 7 games last year. Who's to say they aren't going to go 9-8 and win the West?
Yeah, I think they have potential to be a good team. It's hard to say because I think they're the ultimate mid team, but
Yeah,
also, you know, they're not necessarily pretender either.
right.
Because like people don't necessarily view them that way. I mean, I think it's a little out there. I mean, I think it's just like, but honestly, it is like, it's hard to deal. Like, we're just not going to make the same generic guesses about which team. Like, if we think the Cardinals could be good, then by all means, I think we should sort of like have every right to put them there.
That's what we're gonna go with, I guess.
Yeah.
They're good. I think that you're right though about them being pretty mid. But if we're speaking of mid, we got to move on to the Steelers here. Um,
Mm,
they're a team unlike Arizona. This is a team that's been talked about a lot. Um, do we put them in good or contend or pretender?
I like them to be like a pretend. I mean, they could make the
But
playoffs,
here,
but I could
this is what
also.
everyone's saying. They're gonna go 9-8 and make the playoffs just because that's what they do. Um, but they might not make the playoffs. I've said this previously. I'm going to stand by it. I don't think 9-8 is going to cut it in the AFC this year. There are
Yeah.
too many playoff teams that are competing for that 7th seed. I don't think 9-8 gets in. I think you need at least 10 wins. Do you see the
It could.
Steelers winning 10 games?
That's hard. I mean, it's possible, I guess, but and even if it did come down to like the 7 seed or whatever, like you're probably competing on tie breaks with teams like the Broncos, the Chargers, and I don't know the Steelers schedule. I don't have it memorized, but if we have in a Steelers versus Broncos matchup, we probably would like the Broncos better. Same
Right.
for like the
Yeah,
Chargers. So
I
like,
would take all the other AFC wildcard contenders in a head-to-head matchup against the Steelers. I'm taking them. The Steelers
yeah,
are losing to most of those teams, in my opinion. If I had to pick one of them, like the Steelers are, they're mid, just like Arizona. It's just a different kind
sure.
of mid.
It is a different time
Like
mid. Yeah,
Arizona's got potential. The Steelers technically do. If Rodgers goes back
yeah,
to his form from 3 years ago. I just don't really see that happening.
Right.
They're gonna be mid. I don't think they make the playoffs. If they do, they lose in the first round.
No, that's fair. Yeah. Bills, surefire contenders, right?
Yeah, they're another team I've been talking about as going to the Super Bowl.
Do
I
we
don't
think they're the
know.
top contenders or?
Well, I've already said today I think the Ravens have a better roster, so I can't say that and then go, yeah, I think the Bills are the better team.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
What do you think though?
I like the Bills, but that's really just because I like Josh Allen better than Lamar Jackson.
Mhm.
But honestly, if you said Ravens were a little better, but also the Bills had better playoff success, which is tough. I think also we
Neither
had
team can get
recent.
past the Chiefs though.
Yeah, but it feels like the Ravens always just get bounced in like the. Well, I guess
AFC Championship 2 years ago, but that was the only time they made it.
who did they get bounced by last year? Oh, the Bills.
It was the Bills,
Yeah,
yeah.
in the divisional, I
Yeah,
think. I mean, it is tough when those two play 'cause one of them's gonna get eliminated.
right.
But
I feel like they just kind of go back and forth. They're different teams. They're hard to judge against each other.
yeah, I don't know. It is pretty tough.
It's sort of like how Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are both top three quarterbacks in the league, and they're tough to judge against each other.
That's
Either
true.
answer you give between who's better is an acceptable answer.
Right.
Like
That is very
they're
true.
both very good. It's a silly debate to me. Like, I don't care who's better. They're both really really good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I could see them winning it all this year. Just I'll be rooting for
Sure.
them. Bills
Yeah.
Mafia deserves it.
There we go.
Atlanta, the ultimate chokers. We
Totally.
don't have a category for that though.
Right.
Um, so if I'm being objective, there is a lot of reason to have optimism for this year. If Michael Penix is good, then that offense is going to be clicking. You
Mm-hmm.
got Bijan, you got Drake London who put up 1,200 yards last year, so that's
Yeah.
pretty good. You got who's their tight end? Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
He's due for a breakout any year now, right?
Totally.
Oh man,
Right.
offensive line is supposed to be pretty good, and they made moves on defense to improve, drafting Jalen Walker and trading back into the first for James Pierce Jr., which I know a lot of people clown them for that, and it was probably a desperation move by the GM because they need to win
Mm-hmm.
this year to keep the job. But I mean, I liked James Pierce as a top 10 player in that draft, so I'm cool with
Yeah.
that. If I were a Falcons fan, I would be really happy about that move personally.
Sure.
Um, all that being said, I'm not ready to put them in good yet, but I am just labeling it as they have a lot of potential to be good.
I think so. Yeah. I think they might actually be a look forward to 2026 because, like,
Year three under Penix.
yeah, year three under Penix. He has another year under his belt. Like, all the players develop. The two guys on defense they drafted in the first round, they have another
And
year.
if you have a bad year this year, then you probably fire the coach and GM,
That's
which
true. And then you,
probably is for the best.
yeah, it probably is. I mean, honestly, the Falcons head coaching, I mean, if they had a head coaching opening next year, that'd be one of the better openings, I would think.
If you want to be ambitious, you should do this with the Power Four CFB teams. I will do that at some point,
Yeah,
definitely.
he keeps saying he'll do college football
I'm
content
gonna
one
do it.
day.
I'm telling you, when I get back home next week, sometime next week, I'll do it. I'll
Totally.
get started on that. I want to do that though. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of thoughts on a lot of college football teams.
Yeah.
So,
I can tell. Yep.
oh yeah. So Atlanta, I'm fine putting them in look forward to 2026 because I
Yeah.
do think
I
I
think on
am a
the
little
better
worried.
end. Yeah.
Yeah, because they could compete this year if Penix is gonna just break out in year two, even though he's only played what 3 games.
Right.
I don't think the roster overall is good enough for them to be Super Bowl contenders, even if he breaks out or even a player away. Probably just elevate them to the good category if Penix
Yeah.
is good. But it's a big if, it's a big unknown. It's not like with Minnesota, they have a big unknown at quarterback, but we know the rest of the roster is pretty good. We don't know that with Atlanta necessarily.
Sure.
So yeah, look forward to 2026 Falcons fans or not.
Yep.
You can
Or
be
not.
terrible
Yeah.
if you want. That works for me.
Yeah. Totally.
Definitely no bias as a Panthers fan. Anyway, on to the Seahawks. You want to take this one?
I mean, yeah. I just thought they were a good team. I mean, I don't like. I don't really see them
We're
as a.
gonna have the entire NFC West in good.
That's true. Yeah. I don't see them as like a player away, but also like I don't really. I don't think anyone's talking about them to be like a pretender, and obviously, I mean, like I don't think. Well, I guess any team can look forward to 2026, but not in that mocking way. Like I think they're way better than that. I mean, do you agree
I'd
they're a
probably put
good
them in
team?
good because I don't think they're a player away either. There are some ifs there. Like, is Darnold gonna be good? That's a big question. Is the offensive
Yeah,
line gonna hold him up? If it does, then Darnold should be good. If Darnold
sure,
is good, then the offense will be good. If the offense is good, then they're probably one of the best in their division. But then it comes down to the defense. If the defense is good too, then you're probably a player away. I don't know. It's they're a weird team to
Yeah,
judge right now.
it is a little weird. I think they're a good team. I think it's just about like where do we put them in good? Like, I think Commanders are probably better. Maybe
Packers, Denver,
Packers,
Rams are
Denver.
better, I think.
Yeah,
The Bengals are probably oh, hmm. That would be a weird matchup if they played. I
yeah,
feel
it
like the
would be.
Bengals would be able to score on them enough, and Seattle
Honestly,
wouldn't
yeah,
show
I
up.
think the Bengals might. Their offense is so good.
Yeah, it's like I think I don't know. They're just different.
Yeah,
They're probably better than Arizona right now.
when all
49ers
clumped
is
up.
the. Do you want to just move the Bengals above the Rams so they're
Yeah,
there
just
too?
like aesthetically pleasing, right? The whole
Right.
NFC West,
This
right?
isn't because we say the
Is
Bengals are
good.
better. It's just we want all the West teams right there.
Yes, for
That's
sure.
great. Awesome. All right, cool. And that brings us to the Patriots. So they're interesting because we both view them as like a dark horse contender for the playoffs. I think in our collective predictions, game by game predictions, we have them in the playoffs actually. So,
I
we think
mean,
they're gonna be good.
yeah, we think they're going to be good. The question is, do we actually put them in good?
Right.
I don't know. It is hard to say. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think we put them in pretender though, right?
No, they're not pretenders.
Yeah.
Unless we think, like, in our minds, they're pretenders, which that's a
I
little
mean
different.
that if they are bad next year, then yeah, they turned out to be pretenders in our view.
They
Um,
could be also, like the Falcons, just actually look
yeah,
forward to
year
2026.
3 under Drake May, you know.
Yeah, year two under Vrabel, they have, like, they've got some
I
pieces.
think that's the better objective place to put them. To look forward to the
Yeah.
to 2026. In our own personal views, they're gonna be good this year, but not a lot of people are saying that. So the main view by most is probably look forward to 2026.
That's true.
Um, in the Browns, oh
In
boy,
a different way, they could look for. I mean, they.
no, look forward to 2036 maybe.
I
Good
mean, they.
grief.
Yeah. See, this tier, I guess it is kind of weird because this tier was also made for like it was made for the teams that are up and coming, but it was also made for the teams that really suck, like the Giants and like the Raiders and Browns. I mean, like,
You want to just put them in the Saints tier?
I guess
They-
they could
They're
shift
just
tier.
they're so bad that they don't belong in any of the other tiers. They just have to be by the Saints, which is
Right.
just terrible for this year.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I think the Texans are the ultimate good team. The question is like where do you put them? I don't see us as a player away. Maybe I view us as like an offensive line unit away, but that's obviously not one player.
See, I disagree a little bit. Cause okay, so the defense definitely good. I think that's a Super
Yeah.
Bowl caliber defense. You've got one of the best quarterbacks in the league, top 10 quarterback. You've got good receivers. I like Joe Mixon at running back.
Uh-huh.
It is the offensive line that's holding you back. But I think that I would argue you are one good offensive lineman away based on
Oh, so
what
you're
we
saying
know
the other
already.
way.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
saying
leaning the other
okay,
way
okay, okay.
there. I think you're a player away. You add one good
Mm-hmm.
offensive lineman there, and I think that's enough to where you are
Yeah.
you're contenders at that point. Like you can break through into the big three. And you weren't that far off from the Chiefs last year, right? Like
Right.
you had
No,
a
it was a
decent
pretty
playoff
close game.
game.
Yeah, it just like got
And then the Bills, you played them close in the regular season. The Ravens are just the team that has your number.
right. Yeah, so we can't get past them. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. My argument is just that like it might just take more than one good offensive lineman to be really good. I mean, we traded away Tunzel, who was a good left tackle objectively, and like
Yeah, but
he
I don't
could.
think that's a big downgrade to Cam Robinson if he's the starter.
Yeah, it could also be a scheme thing. Like I'm kind of like optimistic that like we'll just have a better scheme,
Hmm.
even if we don't necessarily have the better like players on offensive line. Like it'll be like a good enough scheme to where like
Uh-huh.
it can be good, and like maybe we could also be a player in way in the context of, like if we have like another like good receiver or like tight end or something like that. Like
Sure. A game
it's just
changer.
that yeah, we talk about like T.J. Watt join the Texans. Like I don't even know if we have like room for him. Like obviously
Yeah.
he'd start and he'd be welcome, but it's like it does feel like our defense is like so good. So like
Yeah, it's not a concern. But let me ask you
yeah,
this. With your current offensive line, the projected starting rotation, because Ariante is not a
right.
projected starter. I forget his last name, but
Arisay, yeah, Ariante Arisay, yeah.
yeah, so the rookie out of Minnesota, he's
Uh-huh.
a versatile player. Say that you hit on him. Like
Sure.
that's a good player, a very good player.
Like he's a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, let's say he's a Pro
Sure.
Bowler.
Hmm.
At that point, you think your offensive line is good enough? Because that's not just one offensive line position that is good.
Right.
That helps the rest of the offensive line too.
So no, that's true. So you have Ariante probably on the left side. I assume you put Cam Robinson on the right, and like I mean, the interior O line though is like kind of questionable because like I feel like you have Titus Howard who's hit or miss.
What if you put Ariante instead of putting him at left tackle, put him at left guard?
Ooh,
So
if he
then
has
your
a Pro
left side
Bowl
is
left
shored up.
guard,
So
yeah,
it's sort of like what Carolina did when we signed. We got, well, I guess we didn't change positions with anyone, but what we did is our right side is so good now that the center and the left side not being elite, it's good enough now, basically.
that's true. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. So you put Cam Robinson at left, Ariante at left guard, and then I don't know. We have a right tackle who's like really old though. I forget his name. Uh, is it I forget.
You have to look this one up.
I know we have three tackles who are like worthy of starting. Texans depth chart. The amount of times I've looked at that for the offensive line is like absolutely insane. It is. I'm
Fisher?
thinking not Fisher. I thought we had another. Maybe it's just Cam Robinson. Maybe we cut someone. I don't know. So it's like Cam Robinson and Ariante are our tackles. Laken Tomlinson's a guy from the Seahawks. Jake Andrews, Titus Howard. Titus has played tackle before, but Blake Fisher, I don't know. Maybe we had someone we cut him, but anyway, I mean it could be pretty solid. I mean, I could see like if Ariante like you know is a home run, then we would definitely be like a lot very improved. But yeah, if we had like a Trent Williams or a
That's like the best case scenario.
right, but who's even good? Like who's the Vikings left tackle? He's
Is that
pretty good.
Darisol?
I think so. Yeah, like a Darisaw or like a if we had like an elite like guard or tackle, like yeah,
Right.
that would be like that probably could help put us over the
So
hump.
that's
But
my argument for player away. Like if you imagine a world where Ariante Ursure is a
sure.
breakout for the offensive line, that probably helps enough to make you contenders, is what I'm arguing.
Yeah, and I think like low end player away is
Yeah.
good.
Well, I don't know. I'd probably have you above Tampa at least because well, I don't know. You guys are pretty similar. You just have different needs.
I guess so, but I feel like it might be easier for Tampa in the NFC to make it
True.
than
And the
like
NFC South
us.
specifically.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you have AFC South, but
Well, yeah,
easier
but
playoff run for Tampa.
we have more powerhouses to get past.
Right.
We have better powerhouses to get past than like they do, I think.
Yeah, Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, the big three.
Yeah.
And then whoever you get as the 5 seed in the AFC is going to be really good too.
Yeah,
Chargers, Bengals, whoever wins 11, 12 games. Um,
for sure.
but speaking of AFC powerhouses, though, we got the Chiefs. I'm sorry to all the Chiefs haters, but yeah, they belong in the same tier. No, they're
Totally.
contenders. They went to the Super Bowl last year, and I know they had a lot of luck, but they still won those games. They know how to win games. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
the refs rigged it or whatever.
No, they have a great defense. They have like Mahomes, like which I know he's been viral for being like chubby or whatever. But he's also really freaking good. Like
His chubby is like good for most people. Come
yeah,
on,
yeah, no,
please
that
stop
that is
calling
true.
him fat, guys.
No, the
No,
people who make fun of him are like 300 pounds themselves. So shut up. But
no, bro's in better shape than me. Come on.
yeah, no, for sure. But no, you have like Mahomes and like Kelsey. Like, I mean, you have the best coach in the league. Like, yeah, y'all. They are pretty freaking
And
good.
as I've said a few times in the past, they're going to be better on offense because Rasheed Rice is going to be healthy this year. You think. I don't.
Right,
I'm not assuming he's going to get injured again or anything, but he's going to return. You got year two with Xavier Worthy. Like that could be a really, really good duo. I'm
right.
worried as someone who doesn't want to see the Chiefs win the Super Bowl again. I'm a little worried about that being a really good duo.
Yeah.
But if we're being objective here, like they're Super Bowl contenders yet again. That's just how it is.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna call an audible, so I have to use the restroom. Why don't
Okay.
you do Panthers next? Just yap about the Panthers, and then I'll be back.
You know I like yapping about the Panthers. Yeah. Okay. Um. All right. So the Panthers, I feel like I can't put them in good for the same reasoning we used on Chicago. Like we've said that Chicago has the potential to be good, and would like to see it with Ben Johnson as the coach, but we need to see it first because it is Chicago. They haven't been good in forever. Same holds true for Carolina. Even as a biased fan who thinks we're gonna be good, which I have a video out about that if you want to check that out. I make a good case for the offense taking a step forward and the defense being better than you think it'll be. I think Carolina is going to surprise some teams, be closer to 8 or 9 wins, but I don't think it's objectively right to put them in good yet until we see it. I have them probably closer, probably put them in the contender or pretender tier with Chicago. I'll wait for Daniel to get back to see what he thinks about that, but pretender right by Chicago is probably right. I like tying those two teams together because of that trade too. I think that makes a lot of sense. And he's coming back now, so we can decide that. So I'm thinking pretender for Carolina, and I was saying here,
Okay.
I don't. It's the same idea with Chicago. We haven't
Uh-huh.
seen it with them. I think that they're going to be good, just like I think Chicago could be good. But the objectively, like, I can't put Chicago in pretender and be like, we haven't seen it yet, and then put
Right.
Carolina in good and go, yeah, I know we haven't seen it yet, but trust me, guys.
So there's no argument for just look forward to 2026.
Um, well, no, honestly, because if 2025 goes poorly, well, I'm guessing the Canales gets fired, and I'm guessing we move on from Bryce, which means we're basically starting over with another
Yeah.
quarterback, which would say look forward to 2027.
Sure.
But I guess you could also argue I was drawing parallels to Chicago. I guess you could argue there are
Yeah.
parallels with the Falcons. We've made those previously too.
Yeah.
If the quarterback is good, the offense will be good. The defense, you made steps to improve your weaknesses there, so maybe the defense is better. Like we're very similar to Atlanta that way. So I'll let you make that call.
No, I mean, like, I
Sure.
think, like, well, part of it is our Panthers fan probably thinks y'all are gonna be, they're gonna be good, and so I could see. I just don't know if a lot of people are talking about them being good. Is kind of my
Okay,
point.
so I've seen a lot of people talking about them as they could be sneaky, like not just experts,
Yeah.
but I've seen like in comment sections too, like you don't know ball, you weren't seeing them last year. Like Bryce Young was really good
Yeah.
against
Uh
these
huh.
teams, which I've said that too, and we've talked about that. It might not be real. I don't know. It might be false hope.
Right.
Um, because it was a small sample, and
Sure.
I've talked about the stats too. He barely ever cracked 300 yards as well. But I mean, I
Yeah.
believe in him, but
I
it's not
do
like
think,
he's
yeah.
elite.
I think a lot of people do think that, like, because of Bryce's like 6 game stretch, that he's suddenly some good quarterback. So like, and if people think that, they probably think the Panthers are like a sneaky dark horse to
And
like
that's
win
that's what
that
I've seen from a
division.
lot of people. I saw the other day Adam Rank has us going 9-8, which I know that's Adam Rank, and he's not the greatest with predictions, but like
Yeah,
that is someone in the
Adam Rank
media.
had us go 8-9.
Really?
Yeah, so
Yikes. Okay. Well, I'm not trying to cite him as a valid
well, okay,
source
no,
for
I
good
think Adam
predictions.
Rank. We should react to his concept. I think he had us go 8-9, but had us beat like the Ravens and Bills.
What?
It's like,
Who
and
did
then he
he
had us
lose
lose to like
to?
the Titans and like the teams like that. I don't
Good
know.
grief.
It'll be fun to watch.
He has y'all being inconsistent, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Fascinating. Yeah, we definitely should react to some of his stuff.
Yes, that should be next stream, honestly. Just reacting to
Honestly,
Adam Rank. Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Uh,
Um, yeah, but that's kind of where I am with Carolina. Just I feel like there is more hype than there's been in years now,
sure.
and I don't think we're making the playoffs. Like in my official breakdown of the Panthers this year, I said we're gonna be good, but I also ended by saying we're not making the playoffs. I
Yeah.
think I gave us I had 8-9, 9-8. I got it confused a little bit, but either way, I think we missed the playoffs.
Yeah, that's fair. Cowboys, just there's always next year, I feel like.
Yeah. And we know the Cowboys cycle. They hype themselves up in the off season, and then they start off decently, right? And then they go on a losing streak, and then the season is bad. Um.
Are they better than the Giants? I guess is the
Oh yeah,
question.
they're better than the Giants. If we're doing it that way, the Raiders are also better than the Giants.
Yeah, that's true.
um. Do they even look forward to the future though? Because it seems like they're just gonna be like a 7-win team or close to that, somewhere around that for a couple more
I mean, they've
seasons.
been good in the in the recent past. So I
Right.
think like if you could like, I think everyone's just down on them because of the coach.
True.
And it's just like if you have like if you replace Brian Schottenheimer for like a halfway decent coach, then like I mean Dak is still gonna be like able to play for a
Dak is
few
getting
more
a lot
years.
of disrespect too. I saw someone had
Yeah,
him ranked as like the 24th best quarterback in the league. It was probably just
act 20.
it was
Yeah,
probably a fan of a
yeah,
team or
yeah,
something. Like,
yeah.
that's
I got
absurd.
you.
Dak Prescott was in the MVP discussion in his last healthy season. People forget
Right.
about that.
And like you
Um,
have CD Lamb and Pickens, which theoretically you could be excited for. I don't know if like Pickens is gonna work out, but
yeah, I'm
there's
assuming it won't.
yeah. So like I
But
think you could look forward to the future theoretically. Like I don't necessarily see them as a team that's just gonna blow it up, but as far as like
I could
making
I could see them getting there, like because at some point they're gonna move on from Dak.
right,
I could see a world where in a few years they blow it up and then they're rebuilding. I just I don't know. They're tough. I could also see a world where they're a playoff team this year. Like I really liked their draft. They drafted a lot
Yeah.
of guys who were on my own draft board where I'm watching, I'm going, please fall to Carolina, and then yelling at Carolina for not taking them. Um, but I
Yeah.
thought they had a really, really good draft, and they have the potential that could be a draft that changes their outlook completely. Maybe they hit
Sure.
on a few of those players and they're not even just playoff contenders. They might be Super Bowl contenders in the NFC. Like the NFC is pretty open.
Right.
It's not like the established big three we have in the AFC. The NFC, we got Philadelphia, who just won the Super Bowl, obviously, and the Lions, who we hope will win a Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
But beyond that, I don't know who's next in that order. I mean,
Right.
based on this, we have Tampa, but yeah, it's just we don't have other elite teams, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
And we just had Washington in the NFC Championship game. Not to diss Washington because that was exceptional for them, but
Mhm.
it's not like anyone was predicting that, right?
Yeah.
No one was. Few people were even predicting a playoff appearance for them, I believe. So, they it could be a team like Dallas come out of nowhere. That's obviously completely different, but
Right.
I'm just saying the NFC is wide open.
Yeah, it is indeed. Chargers.
All right, I'll tell you what though, I'm not putting them in good because I do think that they are better than good. As I
Yeah,
think they
it
are
was kind of my
probably
hunch too. Yeah.
player away.
I think they are a solid player away.
But it's also like I don't know what it is they're missing exactly.
It is hard to say. I mean, Justin Herbert's never won a playoff game though, right? Which is kind of tough.
I think that's true.
Yeah, because they had the lead versus the Jags, but they blew it. So it is a little hard to say that a quarterback, like team quarterback who's never won a playoff game, is a player away. But I do also agree, like on paper. See, this is where like 2 years ago I had the on paper tier just for them. Because they're contenders on paper, but I feel like they always charger it up. But I do agree they probably are like lower
So
end, like
what if we can try to figure this out? So I like their defense. I think they have a
yes,
very good defense. I do think
right,
they were a little overrated last year based on the stats and who they
sure,
played. Not many people made that argument though, so I kind of
yeah,
dropped that.
uh-huh,
But I think they have a good defense. And I like the receiver room. I know a lot of people joke about Quentin Johnston, but I think he's a good 2 or 3 to have there behind
right,
McConkey. And they drafted Trey Harris from Ole Miss. I think that's going to be a decent pick.
yeah,
And what I really like adding to that offense is Amari and Hampton at the running back position. I think that's going to
hmm,
be great with Jim Harbaugh's offense there. Good offensive line, and that should help Herbert as well. I
yep,
maybe Hampton ends up being the player that takes them into that contender
sure,
status. That's I'm not predicting that, but and we
yeah.
did just see Philadelphia get elevated with Saquon Barkley there. You could argue the same for the Ravens. Like they improved with Derrick Henry, the best rushing attack in the league.
Yeah, it just seems hard though to to hold Amari and Hampton up to
Right.
that
Yeah, I
standard.
don't
But
want to
I
hold
see
them
what
to
you're
that
saying.
standard, but it's
Like
like
they
player
could be
away.
like a Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley type of
Right.
player away. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Maybe just a game changer in offense. Like it was the offense that cost them in the playoffs after all. So
Right.
I guess that's what we're going with. They're a player away on offense, perhaps.
Sure. Yeah, that's probably fair. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
All right, now the Jets.
Do we just have them join the Saints, or do we think they can look forward to the future?
I mean, I do. It wouldn't be wrong to put them with the Saints. Like we do think these are the three clear worst teams in the league, right?
Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't be looking forward to the future if I'm a Jets fan.
No, I mean you have Justin Fields. We kind of know what he is, and it's just like I feel like they could look forward to like 27 or 28 maybe.
I mean, if they draft somebody next year, it depends on who it is for me. Like, if they get Drew Aller, I'm not going to be believing in the Jets. If they
Right.
get, Arch Manning, yeah, I'm probably. This is also in a world where Arch obviously has to be good in college for him to be the first overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not like you just get drafted high because of your name. We just saw that with Shador Sanders, so I'm not going to assume he gets drafted first overall based on name alone. But I do think in a world where he goes first overall, that means he was good. I would believe in the Jets then, for the
Right.
future. That's where you get to look forward to the future. If you get Lenore Sellers, because I'm a big Lenore Sellers guy, I'd be happy as a Jets fan.
Yeah.
Um, so it really just depends. Like if you are so bad this year that you get the first overall pick and you get to choose the best quarterback available, yeah, look forward to 2026, assuming you pick the right guy. Don't
Right.
pick Drew Waller. I don't believe in him. But
Yeah.
I'm not ready to say that yet because I feel like they're just gonna mess it up somehow.
Yeah, they probably will.
They're gonna win a game at the end of the year and cost themselves the right pick. Arch is gonna go to one of these other terrible teams or just not declare at all.
Yeah.
I feel like if the Jets get the first overall pick, he might declare though. Like that's a big market, and you get
That's
to go to New
true.
York, but it's a different New York,
Yeah, totally.
not the Jets like
That would be
or
intriguing
not the
for him.
Giants.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a
We have
topic to cover in the future.
the rest of the AFC South here. Um,
All right.
I would say, I mean, we could kind of like just do them real quick.
I think the Titans should be simple. I probably put them in look forward to 2026.
Yes.
Year two under Ward. And maybe 2027 you look forward to.
Yeah, but I think like if he has a solid year under his belt, you could look forward to next year. As of
Yeah.
where I would put them, they're not that
Probably
good.
below the Raiders, but above the Giants.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should be optimistic if you're a Titans fan. I know I'm not a big Ward guy, and I'm not really believing in you, but they are a team to watch. Like if you're gonna pick someone to compete in the South other than the Texans, I think they're the most likely team to do it. We might disagree there since you like the Jags as that team,
yeah,
which we'll get to them pretty soon. But the
right,
Titans, you should be optimistic. You might as well believe in your rookie quarterback because, well, otherwise, what are you doing, right?
sure.
So I don't know. I think the defense was underrated last year. I think you need to add some playmakers on offense. I don't think Tony Pollard is your leading running back or
Mhm.
starting running back, whatever.
Yeah,
Uh, Calvin Ridley is your best receiver. That's not good for this year, but looking to the future, if you can change that, I mean, it's pretty good reason to be optimistic, you know.
yep.
Colts.
Now, do we think they could look forward to 2026
I I almost want to put them in contender because I feel like people are too high in them.
contender or
Pretender,
pre
pretender. I didn't say contender, did I?
that's what I thought I heard.
Contender
I
for the
got you.
first overall pick.
Yeah. So like, I also thought the Jags could be in pretender,
Are
which we
people
could.
talking about them? I was gonna put them right by the Titans personally.
I mean, I do think a lot of people think they could win the AFC South. Which another thing, like honestly, I think we could put all three of these teams in pretender because I feel like they all, maybe except the Titans,
Well,
could be mocked to like overtake us. I do,
yeah,
I do see
that's why I have the Titans differently because at least because I don't hear anyone really talking about them.
right. I think I have heard like Jags win AFC South hype.
Interesting. Have you heard that about the Colts though? Because I feel like most of what I've seen have the Colts second in the division.
I don't know about Colts winning it all, but although I've seen like I've heard like I don't know. It's hard to say. Yeah, I don't know, but second, whatever. I mean,
I guess with the Colts, it's like they are what they are because no one believes in Richardson at this point, and
that's
no
true.
one's believing in Danny Dimes to take them to the playoffs.
Right.
So I don't. I guess that it's just they are what they are. Sort of like
That's
how the Steelers are what they are normally.
yeah, just like look forward to the future or
Should they look forward to the future?
I mean, I feel like you could be optimistic like if I don't know. Well, I guess I don't know if there's
I
much.
mean, they're starting over at quarterback next year, probably.
I guess
If we're right about their quarterback situation
look
now.
forward to 2026 and beyond maybe.
I mean, that
And
works.
probably better than Titans. Better than the Raiders.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. I like the
I'm not even sure
Jags.
if they're better than the Titans. Now, the Jags, are we going pretender?
I like them as pretender. I mean, I think a lot of people have them hyped up to win the AFC South, and like they have a lot of good pieces theoretically. I think I even kind of think they'll be pretty good, but I don't really think they're
I,
gonna
I
make the
think
playoffs.
anyone picking them to win the division, they're a contender in that regard, or pretender in that
Right.
regard. I don't see them winning the division.
No, and I think in any other division they probably wouldn't be this hype, but because it's the AFC South and people think that they can overtake us, then I could see that being the case.
Yeah, and it is trendy to have a young up and coming team overtake the previous winner
Yeah,
in the AFC South. That's happened numerous times now. It was the
sure.
Jags with Trevor Lawrence originally, and then you guys.
Yeah,
Um, if we're following that trend, it's going to be the Titans. But
true.
the Jags aren't really a young up and coming team anymore, right? They have a first year head coach in Liam Cohen, and I've been outspoken about this on the channel. I'm not a Liam Cohen guy. I don't get it. Maybe he's going to be good though. Who knows? You add Travis Hunter to the offense and defense. I guess I don't really see that working out. If he plays one position, I see it working.
Sure.
Just depends. Like he's going to have an effect on the field for sure.
Yeah.
But to such a degree that they go from 3 wins to 9 wins, I don't think he's adding 6 wins. And I don't
Right.
think they improve enough anywhere else for that to be the case. Is kind of where I'm at.
Yep. Well, there you go. These are our contenders ranked from contenders all the way to Saints. So,
We got 3 teams in the Saints category. That you have to be that bad. Saints be
right.
friends. Yep.
There we
Yep. Yep.
go.
So I feel like this is a decent list. I'm sure that there will be people who see this and wonder what the heck is wrong with us. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
if you well, code word time, right?
Code word time. What do we think? It shouldn't be the same as last night.
Let's do Saints. Saints is the
Saints.
code word.
Okay, Saints is the code word. If you're watching this currently, or if you're watching this after we've streamed, just type Saints in the comments. We will see
Yeah,
it. We will be very proud of you for making it this far. Surprise, surprise! Not a lot of people actually say the code words,
that's
so
true.
we are very happy
One
when
of
that
these days,
happens.
we'll have a prize for whoever gets the most code word, or whoever gets the first code word.
Oh yeah, if we can grow our audience, we want to do that in the future. Have code words, and whoever gets the most, we have some kind of prize. If
I mean,
we
maybe we'll have like merch. We'll have football for fun merch. We'll order 3 shirts, one for each of us, and then the third for whoever says the first code word.
I think that's fair. Yeah, we got to
Yeah,
get there someday. We could probably do that. I mean, we got our logo, just put it on
yeah.
a shirt.
Just slap it there. Yeah, I
Why
mean,
not?
shirts aren't that expensive to make.
And we can make a
Be
really
worth it.
cool
Yeah,
looking hat too. I'm not a hat guy personally, but I feel like
right.
that would look good on a hat.
Yeah, but also in all seriousness, also do comment like where your team was and what you thought about our ranking. Like if you thought it was fair, if you thought like no way they should be higher or like whatever. But
Yeah, because we would love to know what you guys think, and if we got something wrong, we'd like to be educated about your team because we know a lot about these teams and football. At least we like to think we do. But we're always liking to learn about these teams too. So if you have some good information for us that we seem to not know, then let us know because that would
yep,
be good. Like the Vikings we talked about. I couldn't actually tell you how good their defense is. I can't really name a lot of their players, but I'm pretty sure they have a good defense. So someone let me know about that if you're a Vikings fan watching this, or if
yeah.
you're a Seattle fan, I know we have some Seahawks fans who watch us. Tell us how we did about Seattle. Are we right? Are we wrong? What do we not know?
Yeah, for sure. We always do appreciate the opportunity to be educated about your teams. But yeah, this was pretty fun. I think you'll have to get going pretty soon. Got a chess game in
Yeah, I
a
got
few minutes.
23 minutes, and I
Yeah.
show up late anyway, so we're good.
Okay, that's fair. Nice. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, we'll see you for the next live stream, probably on like sometime next week.
yeah, we'll definitely be live again sometime next week. This is the last IRL stream for a decent while,
All right.
I'd
Well,
imagine.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's fun while it lasted, guys. Yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like. We'd really appreciate it. We are a small channel. As we said previously, this is your channel too. If you have any questions or topics you want us to answer or cover, let us know. We will get to it. We will see it, and we'll do our best with it. All right.
Yeah, well, you have this guy begging for college football content, so we
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
actually.
Husker Nation, I got you, buddy. Okay,
Yeah,
I
all
will
right,
I will get to the college football content sometime next week. I have good plans there. Probably something similar to this. So,
nice.
looking forward to it.
All right, well, like that, we'll see you all for the next one.
All right, take
Peace.
care everybody.